a hit along the boards.
Now in on the net, shoots, and that one is knocked away by Patrick.
The puck is driven behind the Panther net. Going after it is Stager for the Monarchs.
And a solid hit by Van Vliet in the corner as Temple now controls the puck and breaks out of the zone.
Here comes Tell along the boards. He fires one top circle just wide.
And here he comes again, the Monarchs' young sensation, Blake Truman.
You can feel the electricity in the crowd when Blake gets in his zone.
It's Truman in alone on the net.
Panther goalie Tony Patrick hasn't had much success.
Now it's Little Pistachio, headmanning the puck along the
And a
boards.
thunderous hit by Walhart sends him tumbling onto the ice.
Is spun around by the Panther defense.
Jumping on the loose puck is Truman. And Patrick covers up.
Himself on the net. He shoots. He scores!
What a shot by Blake Truman.
There's a scramble in front of the Monarch net.
And Monarch goalie Tyler Ross comes up with a glove save. And he's joined by a host of players from both teams.
Comes Lawton building up head steam through the neutral zone. Avoids a monstrous hit by Green.
And he's finally upended by Bradford with a vicious hip check.
Truman over to Shane Thomas, breaking in all low.
He shoots. He scores!
Time is winding down now in the third period, which is 15 seconds left.
The crowd on their feet, cheering on their Monarch.
And here they come, their final rush of the game. It's Truman slicing the puck to Lawton.
Now Lawton back to Truman as he's taken out of the play.
Truman with the puck. That's it. It is over.
A one-sided affair by the score, but Temple fought all the way.
Hi, Blake Truman?
Who wants to know?
Oh, I'm Carrie Wells. Hope you don't mind if I sit down for a minute. So I see you're a classic lit major.
What, are you writing a book?
No, actually, I'm with the school paper and I'm doing a story on Madison College's new hockey super jock.
Aren't you the lucky one?
So, Blake, tell me about yourself.
This isn't gonna be one of those he was born in a log cabin and walked to school every day, 6 miles uphill, both ways epics, is it?
I have to start somewhere, I'm sorry.
Well, let's just skip the trivia and get right to the important part. You know, the how'd you get to be so great part.
Okay. So where were you born?
You know, in order for this to be a really good story, there needs to be some serious empathy between the writer and the subject. Here, I'll show you. Carrie, wasn't it?
Classic lit and a steel trap memory.
So tell me, Carrie, how's your love life?
Excuse me?
You heard me. You hooking up with anyone special right
I
now?
don't think that that's any of your business.
But it is. You know, the empathy thing. Creating that link between the interviewer and the interviewee. So are you?
I was, if you must know.
Was, huh? Was it serious?
Well, I thought so.
Who broke it off?
I did.
Why?
Because he wanted something I don't plan to share until I'm married.
What?
Classic lit, staggering intellect, but very bad hearing.
No, I thought I heard you say you were a,
Chaste is the word I believe you're stumbling over.
Yeah. Close enough. It's just I've never met a chaste girl before.
Really? Well, it just must be your lucky day.
Let me guess, I bet you're a believer.
And you figured that out with only one question. You're so smart.
There he is. What's going on, man?
Hey!
Don't forget about the chalk talk this afternoon, all right?
Oh, yeah, man, I won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know. We just wanted to get a closer look at your new friend over here.
Gary Wells. This is Shane Thomas, Tyler Ross, and Chase Lawton.
Pistachio?
I'm good, thank you.
Guys, I'm gonna be famous.
All right.
Front page news, Madison Garden.
Nice.
Hey, I got some pictures of the superstar lying naked on a bearskin rug when he was just a cub.
Can I get some copies of those?
I will sell them to you.
Come on, guys.
All right, it was nice to meet you.
Hi, you guys.
We will see
See you
you
in
at the
practice,
rink,
buddy.
yeah?
Take it easy.
All right.
Count it. Take
Bye.
All right, I gotta get to the ring.
See you tonight.
Will you come to the game later?
I wasn't planning on it.
Change your plans. I'll score a goal for your story, and then later we can go to Gatsby's and have a drink. I'll tell you all about that long walk to school.
I'll think about it.
All right, well, hey, just sit close to the ice. I'll look for you. What's going on, buddy? How you doing? You got some stuff on you. Oh, no. How's it going, guys? What's going on, fellas, man?
Glad you made it. Glad you made it.
Yo, Blake, who's the new squeeze?
That's your girl?
Seriously, dude, she's really cute. She's got those big baby deer eyes.
No. Like I told you guys, man, she's just writing a story on me for The Guardian.
That's what it is. All right,
nice,
dude. You
nice.
score more off the ice than you do on, I swear.
That's a quote for the article, dude. Take that down.
No, not this one. She's a Christian. Bible thumper, pure as the driven snow.
All right, everybody, settle down. Gather around. Listen up.
Pay attention, guys. You all played a great game last night, but Temple's a team that bounces back strong after a loss. Tonight's going to determine whether or not we deserve our #1 ranking. Ross.
What's up?
Enough. Now, this has been a team effort, and we all know that. But I'd be disingenuous if I didn't point out the obvious fact here that Blake has brought an extra dimension to the club this year. Is there anything you'd like to say to the guys, Blake?
No, Coach, just that I really glad to be skating with you guys this year. Really glad, man.
All right, now look, I want you guys to get an early dinner. Be back at the rink by 5:30. 5:30, Shane. First, we're gonna go over a few plays for tonight's game.
Becky, you're late with the first part of that anthology. That story's due next Thursday. The ad file? I need that one ad file. Hello? Anytime now, kids. Thank you. Becky. Hello? No. I swear, nobody knows how to handle deadlines anymore.
Hey, come here. What are you guys doing tonight?
Well, we thought about flying to Paris, but the airport snowed in.
So why don't you come to the game with me then?
What game?
The hockey game.
I don't know anything about hockey. I know the players are kind of cute. Why?
I'm doing a story.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Madison College's Sportsplex for tonight's game between the Temple Panthers and your Madison Monarchs.
If last night's game is any indication, we should be in for a fast-paced affair this evening.
For those of you who were on another planet or simply missed it, last night the Monarchs sailed to a 6-1 thrashing of Temple.
Look for the Panthers to be in a foul mood tonight. They're looking for some revenge.
And you can bet your skates that Coach Edwards isn't going to let his Monarchs go complacent after last night's big win.
You got to remember 3 weeks ago when Temple took a similar trouncing at Baldwin on Friday night.
And reversed the upset the very next night.
Oh, I remember well.
Let's sit down here.
Tonight's clash will be the final game before the Christmas break as the Monarchs seek to hold on to first place in the Western Conference.
All right, Carrie, which one is Blake?
Oh, he's right there, number 3.
How come you get all the good stories, Carrie? You know what I'm working on?
What?
Where kids are going for Christmas. It's my assignment. I'm writing about the computer upgrade in the admin office. Who's that guy in front of the net?
Oh, that's Tyler. He's the goalie.
He's cute. You said all hockey players were cute. Yeah, well, he's more cute.
We're all set to go as referee Tom Oliver gets ready to drop the puck and signals both goalies that this game is about to get underway.
Madison in their home-red uniforms and Temple once again donning their ominous black sweaters for tonight's tip.
And here we go.
The opening face-off controlled by Temple.
And they fail to clear the puck. It's intercepted by Greg Smith wearing number 11 for the Monarchs and driven into the Panther zone.
Again, the action is end-to-end as both teams have had scoring chances here in the early going.
And now the play is deep into the Monarch zone as Lawton goes back to retrieve the puck in circles around the back of the net.
Lawton is driven into the far boards along the goal line.
And here come the Monarchs back up the ice as this capacity
grand sweep over Temple. Good night and Merry Christmas, everybody.
Take this picture. Take this whole picture.
Thank you very much. A wellspring of talent, this place called Gatsby's.
Oh, Bull just might be that missing link you paleontologists are always talking about. Oh wait, you gotta watch this.
Is that a trick?
No, that's for real.
I gotta go take a leak.
Hey, Bull, baby. Bull. When you go in the bathroom and you eat that little white mint in the urinal, it's gonna taste like bad cottage cheese. Just a warning, bro. I got your back in the... Oh, that, yeah.
Good tip. Oh, Blake. Good game.
Thanks, Bull. Yeah.
Okay. Tyler, are you okay?
Ladies. These puck smackers, they're not doing it for you. I know that's true. How about you come over here and have a beer with some real men?
Why don't you stay tiny and get out of here, all right?
Blake, funny one. You know, hockey, that's a game for fairies.
This is so educational. You know, you guys almost make me a believer.
Believer in what?
Darwin. I mean, you guys actually make me think that some men did devolve from apes.
The monkeys.
Like from the zoo.
Nice. Very, very nice.
We don't even know these ladies.
Oh, that. Rita?
Rita, Chase, nice to meet you.
I'm Shane. Nice to meet you. You should ask him to eat a chip.
Oh, do you want something to drink?
Hey, yeah, I'll have a Diet Sprite, please.
You guys want something to drink?
I'll take a Coke. I'll have what he's having.
Actually, Carrie's gonna change her order to wine because that's what Jesus drank. Thank you.
Thank you, Tyler. I am actually aware of this fact, but I happen to like the taste of Sprite better.
Oh, can I touch your hand then? Because I've never touched purity before.
I say I've been critiqued.
Just calling it the way I see it, that's all.
Seriously, Carrie, you seem like an intelligent girl. You don't really believe in that religious hokey pokey, do you?
Like, that hokey pokey was out the door like bajillions of years ago, right?
Like the first stuff in the beginning of the Bible.
The Genesis part.
The Genesis part, yeah. The heaven and the earth created in 6 days. 6 days, it was a quadrillion at least.
They have like a pile of dead dinosaur bones to prove that.
Yeah, you believe whatever you want to believe, but
religion is only for people on death row or little old ladies with lots of calves.
Whoa, yeah. Present company excluded.
Thank you.
the Bible's a fantasy, like a really old Harry Potter.
Harry Potter?
Well, I happen to see things a little bit differently.
Well, that being what?
Well, I believe that science will catch up with the truth of the Bible one day. Doesn't really seem like we're gonna get much interviewing done tonight, so can I talk to you?
Well,
over there?
I guess that puts us in our place with all we know about science.
Excuse me.
Right, little pistachio?
I have a present for you, Michelle.
Yeah?
It's a pistachio.
Nobody wants your pistachios, Chase. Always carries them.
I always do, don't I?
It's his thing.
It's my thing.
The team calls it Little Pistachio.
Why?
Because he's nuts. Not as big as full-grown pistachio.
Come to church with me tomorrow.
I don't think so.
Why not? What harm could it do?
I don't know. I don't want to.
It's the church at the corner of Lafayette and 3rd. Starts at 10 a.m. and I'll meet you outside.
I gotta go, but I'll think about it. I gotta go. I gotta go.
Dude, no, whoa. Dude, don't, what? What? No.
I gotta meet somebody. All right, man. All right.
What's her name? Just tell me your name. Just a little. But have fun on your date. Blake's got more girls than a dog's got fleas, and you can go to the Humane Society and count that. It's a promise.
Charming.
Hi, bro.
Are you gonna be staying tonight, Blake?
No. No, not tonight. Are there any changes?
No, nothing.
Thanks.
I almost gave up on you.
I almost didn't come.
We don't bite. Really.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God hovered over the face of the earth. Genesis is a book that answers most, if not all, of the basic questions of human life. Genesis, in some ways, is almost philosophical. It is the Jewish and the Christian answer to the origins of human life. Almost every thinking person in virtually every culture around this planet has at some point in their lives asked themselves this question: where did the world come from? Now, if you are attentive to your surroundings, if you notice how the world changes and develops, then at some point you must have wondered about this. The sheer size of the universe compared to the minute detail of a DNA strand amazes me. Think about that for a minute. Some night, drive out of the city away from the lights and look up at the night sky. Millions of stars, too many even to take in. Lights in the sky so far away that their distances are almost incomprehensible to us. And then the amazing detail. The microscopic detail of a strand of DNA that forms the basic structure of a human being. All the strands and parts in place, and each contributing to the formation of an individual human person. Genesis is not an easy book to understand, and that is a problem for you and I. We are post-Enlightenment people. We've been trained, whether we realize it or not, to think scientifically.
Mom, is Dad coming with us to church today?
No, sweetheart, not today. Daddy's going to Alaska. He's going to help some people try to put together a mining deal. He's going to help them raise the money.
We want to know the dates and the weights. We want to know the distances and the times. But the author of Genesis is much more interested in the big picture of life. In the book of Genesis, we're going to see the basics of human life lived in relationship to God. We're going to see that God created the universe. We're going to ask ourselves, did God create our planet and everything in it? We're going to be looking at such questions in the coming weeks and see how Genesis answers them. For today, though, let us close in prayer. Lord, we pray that you bless us and keep us. Lord, make your face to shine upon us and be gracious unto us. Turn your face toward us and give us peace. Amen.
Have you eaten breakfast yet?
No.
There's a cafe a little bit down the way that I usually go to. We can grab something to eat and continue my interview.
Okay. You know, I thought we'd see your parents in church this morning.
Oh, no, they were there. You'd actually like my dad. He's all into like guns and weightlifting and all that manly stuff. So, you have any plans for Christmas?
Well, I mean, that's still a week away yet. I haven't really given it much thought. You know, I was wondering about the group prayer at the end of the service. Does it work better if more people do it?
What do you mean?
I mean, does God pay more attention to a lot of people asking for something rather than just one?
God hears everyone's prayers.
It's kind of like a pack of K Street lobbyists converging on a congressman.
I didn't know you were political.
Yeah, well, I'm not. It's just this image I've conjured up of all these people bombarding God, trying to get him to do what they want.
I don't think it works that way.
I don't think it works at all. So what's your major?
I'm a double major, actually. Journalism and paleontology.
Christian paleontologist. That's somewhat of an oxymoron, isn't it?
I don't think so. Believe it or not, you can actually believe in the Bible and science.
If you say so.
I really, really like paleontology a lot. I just don't really know what I'm going to do with it once I graduate.
So you got a second fallback major, something practical like journalism.
Exactly. You know, someone like you with an engineer's mind would really like paleontology. You should monitor my class.
It's Tyler who's into the dinosaur bones.
That reminds me. Last night at Gatsby's, you were the one who said I was a paleontology major. How'd you know that?
I looked you up on the school online directory. I had to make sure you were legit.
I see.
Oh, Charles Dickens Coffee Shop. That's an appropriate place for a reporter to hang out.
Been here before?
No, but I assume it's named after the same place in London that Charles Dickens kept offices in the late 1860s.
Impressive. A knowledge of literature other than popular comic books.
See, if you're not going to listen, then I'm not. No, I'm not going to help you because you're not listening. No,
No, I
fine.
want you to meet some
done,
people.
whatever. Oh, hey, high five.
Hey. Blake, I'd like you to meet my brother Mark and his fellow physics whizzes Lin Chen and JT Bachner.
Real honor to meet you, Mr. Truman.
Just Blake.
Not much of a hockey fan until this year. You brought a real spark to the team.
We were at the game last night. Congratulations.
It locks up first place, doesn't it?
For the time being, I mean, there's a lot of season left, so.
Please, sit down.
You don't want to intrude.
No, don't be silly. This will be fun. Sit down.
So I was hoping I would see you in church this morning, Mark.
Oh, she bugs me about this every week. I leave religion to Carrie and my dad. For me, science answers all the big questions.
Except for what happened before 1 to the minus 43rd of a
It's
second.
1 times 10 to the minus, and religion doesn't have an answer for that either.
Actually, it does, but you don't want to listen.
It's not something you can prove through empirical analysis.
Mark is one of those people that doesn't believe anything is real unless you can put it in a test tube and shake it around.
Whatever.
Mark is a good physicist, but he's a real genius in movie history. Go on, Blake. Ask him anything.
All right, Mark. 1940 sports movie Gary Cooper.
Pride of the Yankees. Good choice. Starring Cooper, Teresa Wright, Walter Brennan, and?
Dan Duryea.
Yes, produced by Samuel Goldwyn, directed by Sam Wood, distributed by RKO Pictures, with a cameo by Babe Ruth, and it opened in New York July 14th, 1942.
How much popcorn did it sell in Biloxi in its 3rd week of play there?
I don't know.
See, he's not really as smart as he thinks.
Hey, Shane.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. What's going on?
You guys, this is Shane, Blake's friend. Shane, I'd like you to meet my brother Mark and his fellow housemates, Lynn and JT.
Hey, it's nice to meet you.
Friend of Blake's and also a pretty darn good right winger on the ice. Great game last night, Shane.
Thanks.
Would you care to join us for some breakfast?
Thanks, but no. I just came here, get a cup of coffee. I'm helping Tyler with his math assignments. He's in the fractions now, and he's a bit stumped.
I'll catch you at the house in a couple hours.
Oh, okay. All right. Bye.
See ya. Are you guys roommates?
Yeah, he rented a room at my mom's house. Mark, what kind of physics do you study?
Astrophysics, minor in quantum field theory. JT is primarily molecular and atomic physics, and Lynn is specializing in general relativity and gravity theory.
3 pretty exciting companions for a New Year's Eve party, right? Oh, hi.
Hey, Pops.
Oh, hey.
Oh, are you?
Blake, I'd like to introduce you to my dad.
You're...
I wanted to introduce you at the church, but you were late. Meet the Reverend Jerry Wells.
You look a little different without the robes on.
Yeah, you look a little different without your uniform on.
That was an interesting sermon today, Reverend.
Oh, Jerry, please. And Blake, I'm a huge fan. Carrie tells me that she's writing a story about you.
She's trying. I haven't been very cooperative.
Speaking of my story, why don't we move over there so I can actually get to work?
Actually, I wanted to ask Mark about a quantum entanglement in Schrodinger's cat.
Come, please.
Carrie, you gonna be home for dinner tonight?
Yeah, I'll be there at 6.
It was nice meeting you all.
Good to meet you.
How did you know about quantum entanglement in Schrodinger's cat?
I didn't. I saw it on TV last week.
Clever you. Okay, so let's see what we've got so far. You were born in a log cabin. You walked 6 miles to school and back every day, uphill both ways. Then you went on to become a nude model, and Chase has me some pictures coming. And then you became a super hockey player for Madison College.
Sounds pretty good so far.
So I know you're an engineering major, which I found out from the online directory, but I'm sure my publisher would like a few more details here and there. So why don't you tell me a little bit more about that log cabin?
It's all based on Einstein's theory of relativity and time dilation. There's 2 brothers, and one of them is 23 years old, and he's an astronaut. And there's a younger brother, and he's 16, and his older brother is always watching out for him. And the older brother is put on the first mission to the star Proxima Centauri, 4.2 light years away. Now, this mission takes 20 years, Earth time.
Mark, please, I can't see through you here.
Ah, okay, fine. But for the astronaut, when he returns to Earth, only 4 years have passed. So he's like, what, 27 now? But the younger brother who stayed on Earth, 20 years have passed for him, and he's now 36. So now the younger brother is now 9 years older than his older brother, and...
How can he be 9 years older than...
I'll just tell you why. He's a police detective, and he's turned into one of those tough guy, streetwise, kind of seeing it all kind of cops. And he has to shepherd his now younger, older brother, who has returned to this world that is so far different than what he knew. What do you think, huh? Make a good TV show or not?
Younger, older brother? Couldn't it just be that he goes back in time and then he, I don't know, he knows things that other people don't know?
They did that already. Quantum Leap, Scott Bakula, he played Samuel Beckett. It was created by Donald Belisario and it was on NBC from March 89 to May 93. Besides, you can't travel back in time. But in the starship headed to Proxima Centauri, traveling near the speed of light, time actually moves much slower than it does on Earth during the same time period, and that is time dilation. It's not that time seems to pass more slowly in the starship, it actually does. 4 years pass in the starship, 20 years pass on Earth. That is proven science, and it is true.
Come on, guys, dinner's ready.
Can we just wait until I see how this call turns out?
No, now. I made baked ziti and sausage casserole, and I don't want it to get cold.
Just put it on the TiVo and record it, Dad.
All right. If it were anything other than your mom's casserole, we'd watch the rest of the game.
Yeah, right.
Random verse time, Carrie.
Okay. Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever thou hast formed the earth and the world, even from everlasting to everlasting, thou art God. Thou turnest man to destruction and sayest, Return, ye children of men. For 1,000 years in thy sight are but as yesterday when it is past, and as a watch in the night.
Psalm 90. Thank you. Let's pray. For these gifts we are about to receive, we give you thanks. Amen. Pass the casserole.
you, Joe.
I'm gonna put the time on this.
It's already been signed.
So, as we've seen, life first developed here on Earth much earlier than previously thought. In fact, right after the first water appeared 3.5 billion years ago. As attested to by the fossils of stromatolites at Warrawoona, Australia. Now, this little fact creates something of a problem for the most simplistic of the evolutionary interpretations, which rely on billions of years for the first single-celled animal forms to evolve, and that is purely by chance. Well, I'm going to leave you on that note, and that completes our review of the Ediacaran era. So we will move right on to the Cambrian or Cambrian era. This era is often referred to as the Cambrian explosion, reflecting the rapid sudden appearance of most major complex animals around 530 million years ago, and the accompanying wide diversification of other organisms such as phytoplankton, calcium microbes, and so forth. Now, Charles Darwin, you remember him, parenthetically, he considered this sudden proliferation of animal life with little or no antecedent to be the single greatest threat to his theory of evolution, to the point that he included an entire chapter in The Origin of the Species to this problem. Now, why am I not surprised Carrie would have something to add to this?
Well, it seems to me that this sudden expansion of life gives a clear example of order emerging from chaos. And left to nature itself, this never happens. Order does not emerge from chaos. Chaos devolves into greater chaos.
Okay, I'd agree with that assessment.
And then doesn't this lend credence to the argument for a watchmaker, a creator guiding the process?
Well, I'm a scientist, Carrie, so I have to remind you that there is no scientific evidence to support the idea of a creator.
And back to the issue of order emerging from chaos, Darwin addresses this using the eye as an example, and he says, to suppose that the eye with all its inimitable contrivances could have been formed by natural selection seems, I freely confess, absurd in the highest possible degree.
It's very good. Carrie, why don't you just give science a chance for a while? You might be surprised by some of its answers.
Well, I love surprises.
If we may, back to the Cambrian era. Oh, and a little heads up, in the coming weeks, we're going to be reviewing the contributions of a number of men and women, going back to the British geologists like William Buckland and his detailed writings concerning dinosaur fossils.
Nimicetaldenian, Timotean, Adabanian, Potomian. I had no idea what he was talking about.
Well, then how about we talk about something more interesting? Like some more information for my story, please?
Why not? I want to apologize for Chase and Tyler Saturday night. They were out of bounds. You have every right to believe in whatever you want.
No matter how stupid that might be.
I didn't say that.
It's okay. I'm used to it. Most people think that Christians are dim or naive and just need a crutch to get past the fear of death.
Well, I didn't say that either. I happen to know that a lot of what's in the Bible is true.
Or do you?
Things like the Bronze Age and the Battle of Jericho and the Dead Sea Scrolls. I've even seen possible scientific explanations for the 10 plagues and the parting of the Red Seas, but it's really just the opening verses.
Genesis.
Yeah, Genesis. God created the heavens and the earth in 6 days. And that just isn't true. I mean, science has clearly proven it took 14 to 16 billion years. And when you open up a book and the first thing you read is untrue, it's kind of hard to take the rest of the book seriously.
So you believe that the Bible is true post-Adam?
With a lot of parables and aphorisms tossed in.
But Genesis is fiction.
Look, I think Genesis is a fable constructed by men who lived in a pre-science era trying to explain something they could have no way of understanding.
So then if I could prove to you the truth of Genesis, you would take a fresh look at the Bible?
Yeah. Yeah, you prove that science and Genesis are not in conflict, and I'll reconsider.
Fair enough. All right, back to my interview.
Shoot.
What is your favorite color?
Are you serious?
I have to have some foundation, okay?
Blue. What's yours?
I'm doing the interview.
No, but like I said Saturday, you know, there used to be some serious empathy between the writer and the subject, and I don't feel the connection.
It's green. What's your favorite food?
Meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and gravy with green beans.
Mine's huevos rancheros. I had them one time on a trip to California. What's your favorite book? And comics don't count.
Anything by John Jakes. And you? And the Bible doesn't count.
Jane Eyre for the old, and any mystery by Sarah Andrews for the new. Favorite actor?
Gary Cooper. And for the woman, Vivian Lee.
Mine would be Denzel Washington and Janine Turner. Favorite movie?
Old or new?
Old.
Sergeant York.
New?
Open Range. You?
All time. To North Frederick.
No way.
Yes, starring Vivian Lee, Susie Parker, Geraldine Fitzgerald, and
Gary Cooper.
very nice.
Maybe we have a little bit more in common than I thought.
That's a scary notion, isn't it? Okay, moving in a new direction. What do you want to be when you grow up?
World chess champion.
That's an interesting goal for a hockey
Yeah, well,
super
that's
jock.
off the record.
I think you're supposed to tell me that before you say it. No, it's off the record. Why? Are you good at chess?
I played a couple of times.
So,
Look, I gotta get to class.
well, do you think we could pick this up again later? Deadline, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll get a hold of you tomorrow.
You, want to see me, Tana?
How's the story on Blake Truman coming?
Little by little, but it's coming.
Did he give you anything on his mother yet?
Like what?
Her name's Beverly. I shouldn't have to do your work for you. Sorry.
45, mother of Madison College's hockey superstar.
Hey. Oh, sorry. Let's get some lunch.
You, tell Billy that I need the pictures from that Florida thing now. Now!
Okay.
Chop, chop!
You ever noticed that Tana's clock runs at a different speed than everyone else?
You okay, Carrie? Blake's mom is really sick.
What's wrong with her?
She has pancreatic cancer. I mean, she's in the hospital in a coma.
That's awful.
I'd like to suggest to Blake that a little faith might give him some comfort, but he's convinced that science has proven the Bible to be a fantasy.
The only comfort guys like Blake get is from smacking someone around on the ice. Don't get caught making this guy into some type of a cause, Carrie.
You're probably right.
What's he like?
He's very cynical. And he's built sort of this wall around himself. He's strong and he tries to act tough, but underneath all that, I think he's a decent person.
Carrie, girl, wake up. He's a jock. Every jock thinks the sun rises and sets in their shadow.
Anything exciting with the computer upgrade and admin?
I don't know why Tana didn't give the story to someone who knows something about computers, all this gig of this, RAM that. I have no idea what's going on.
You proved to me that science and Genesis were not in conflict.
You ever noticed that Tana's clock runs at a different speed than Tana's clock runs at a different speed?
Hello? No.
It's not that time seems to pass more slowly in the starship, it actually does. 4 years pass in the starship, 20 years pass on Earth. That is proven science, and it is true.
Return, ye children of men. For 1,000 years in thy sight are but as yesterday when it is past, and as a watch in the night.
Psalm 90. Psalm 90. Psalm 90.
Greetings, sis.
Mark, I need you to figure something out for me.
You hit me one more time and I'm gonna
You're
slap
gonna do
you
nothing.
again, dude.
You'll do nothing.
I will swear. What do you live in a barn, dude? Who's gonna clean these up? Dude, it's not gonna be me.
Don't listen to that anymore.
You can dine in, dude. For
Why are you studying so hard, Tyler?
Nah, he's shopping.
Shopping for what?
A girlfriend in the school directory.
Dude, you guys can laugh all you want. Check this chick out. Bink! Lisa Bonner. Why are you laughing, man? Look, we got a lot in common, dude.
Like what?
Like, she's from Springfield, Illinois, and I'm from Wheaton, which is like right there on a map. You know?
Yeah, dude, it also says that she's majoring in artificial intelligence and robotics, and she's a member of Mensa, so forget about it.
There might be something that artificial intelligence thing, man.
Wait, what's Mensa?
It's a society of really smart people, so.
Yeah, they can handle fractions without drawing circles on paper.
No.
You should keep shopping.
Hey, what happened to that girl Rita on Saturday, Carrie's friend? I thought you hit it off.
I'll see you guys later. I'm out.
Yeah, I saw her looking at you, man.
I don't know, man. She was looking at everybody. She was the look machine that
Blake, I'm so sorry.
What?
I mean, about
About what?
nothing. No, I mean,
Betty, what is it?
I thought you knew.
Blake! I just came from the hospital. I heard what you guys are planning on doing.
We wanted to tell you. We just couldn't find the
You-
way.
You can't do this.
We can and we must.
It's what your mother wanted.
No, you don't have the right. She's my mother.
She's our daughter and we do have the right.
Listen, when she found out that she had almost no chance to live, she wanted to avoid putting you in the position of having to decide what
I
to
want to
do.
decide.
It's not what we want to do, son.
It's what she wanted. It is.
No, I won't let you do this.
Blake.
Hey, man. What's wrong? Is it your mom?
They say they can take her off life support.
Who?
My grandparents.
Can they do that?
They say they can.
You need a lawyer. I'm gonna call my brother. Hey, Dalton, it's me, Shane. Yeah, I'm fine. It's Blake. He's got a real problem. We need to see you. Okay. All right. Thanks. All right. He's out of town, but he said to be in his office tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. All right?
Thanks, man.
Jerry, wake up.
That's Mark, right?
Who else?
Jerry, wake up. I gotta talk to you right
in the world, Mark?
You will never guess what I figured out.
I called Dr. Hoffer. He said my grandparents have a patient advocate form that my mother signed.
I'll prepare a petition requesting an injunction. Get us into probate court as quickly as possible, see if we can get Judge Harden.
Dalton, I don't have much money.
Don't worry about that.
No, I want to pay my way.
We'll work all that out, Blake. Right now, we need to try to block this. Now, I need you to think back. Think about anything your mother has ever said that would indicate that being taken off life support would not be what she would want.
This idea of the Big Bang all came about as a result of Einstein's theories of relativity.
One day to the next, the same. Here, on the moon, across the universe today.
It's a concept in physics we call time
Mass of
dilation.
pure plasma expanding at the speed
And
of light.
at lower normal speeds, the difference is imperceptible.
The universe did not exist.
And gravity has the same effect on time as does...
Is this idea of two different frames of reference
Constitute protons, neutrons.
for an object in a zero or low gravity
It cooled and expanded to a point
This
where
idea of the Big Bang all came about as a result of Einstein's theories.
temperature was in the trillions of degrees.
The universe itself, the total universe, the cosmos, not some isolated...
Any change in the wavelength or cycle or frequency of light.
The trees and buildings and everything along the highway appear to be moving.
So, I found out his cousin is on Jeff Gordon's pit crew. And I asked him to get us a couple of pit passes for you and me. Of course, I told him you'll be happy to drag the car around the track by your teeth a few times. Sort of a promotional thing. What do you think? Blake, you haven't heard a word I said, man.
Sure I had.
Okay, so you're going to do the thing with the teeth then. Man, we can't do anything until we hear back from Dalton. Just try to relax.
No, you're right, man. You're right, but...
I know. So, I need you to do something for me.
Anything.
All right. I need you to call Carrie up and invite her to the karaoke bar tonight.
Why?
Well, you know how Tyler and Chase have been kind of hard on her, right? Well, I got something for her to make amends.
What?
It's a surprise, man. Come on, do me this favor. Hello? Okay, good, thanks. That was Dalton. He's got you on the docket to present your petition at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
Now, the karaoke thing.
So this sets up the relative positions of the parent starship and the survey craft in respect to the event horizon.
Uh-huh. But
Hello?
We might want to establish that this is a point of no
Hi,
return,
Blake.
how quantum mechanics suggests black holes.
Yeah,
as
I know where it is.
Hawking radiation, or maybe how a black hole can be observed through an
Okay.
interaction with other matter.
Can I bring Michelle and Rita?
Micro-black holes.
Cool. Well, we'll meet you there. Okay, bye. Oh, no. I have to go. I have a meeting with my academic advisor.
See ya.
Adios.
Come on in, Carrie.
I've been reviewing your transcript. GPA 3.9, A's in all your science classes, double major. Very impressive.
Thank you.
Still planning on grad school?
Yes, Professor Allard, I am.
You know you're going to need 3 letters of recommendation.
Yeah.
Well, these grades will certainly help get those letters, mine included. And as your academic advisor, mine is especially important. But I must tell you that I have some reservations.
Reservations?
Well, I notice in here that you're not very active on campus. The only extracurricular organization you belong to is Young Life College. That's a religious group, a Christian group?
It's a non-denominational group, yes.
And then you live at home with your parents. Your father's a minister in the local church. And you are quite outspoken in support of your Christian beliefs and your notion of absolute biblical truth. Carrie, we live in a postmodern world. You have the right to believe anything you want. You know, there is no conflict between science and God. There is no issue between is there a God or isn't there, or be it a Christian God or a God of any other religion. It is simply irrelevant. You know, the only reality is the reality that each of us perceives. That's what's great about living now, you know, in this era. There are no absolutes, there are no restraints, there are no restrictions. The only truth is subjective, a truth that each of us believes and that works for each of us as individuals. Now, I have no issue with your father being a minister. I think that really he serves a very important function. By giving the common folk, you know, something to fear and some sort of hope of salvation to cling to, he sort of keeps the masses under control. As Voltaire said, if God did not exist, it would be necessary to invent him. This absolute biblical truth that you speak of with such a passion, I sort of see as an insult to those of other beliefs or to those who don't believe at all. It's also insulting to the very intelligent men and women who have come to understand that life evolves through random mutation, not through some, you know, divine transcendent intervention. This absolute biblical truth of yours, Carrie, simply does not exist. All right, well, let's talk about college. Now, you really must understand that more important than a college teaching some sort of specific craft, it's more important that it teaches young men and women to serve as leaders in the New World Order.
Leaders who understand postmodern thinking.
Yes, exactly. Carrie, I mean, you have a chance to become part of something really important here. I mean, your time on campus can open doors to the ranks of the cultural elite and the leaders of the country. All you have to do is become a little more active in college affairs, you know, and mix, accept the views of others, and, you know, put aside this notion of absolute biblical truth. When I was a child, I thought like a child, I talked like a child, I reasoned like a child. And when I became a man, I put aside my childish ways.
I didn't know you were religious, Professor Allett.
What do you mean?
Quoting 1 Corinthians 13:11.
I'm not religious. You don't have to be religious to know the Bible.
Then it's Sun Tzu. Know your enemy?
Oh my gosh, you think that we're your enemy? We are trying to help you. You believe that, don't you, Carrie? We are trying to help you.
Of course.
Carrie, you have such a passion. It's a wonderful thing. It just needs to be redirected. You must accept the reality of the postmodern world. There is no truth. Truth is relative. Reason and rationality are social biases. All lifestyles, religions, and worldviews are equally valid, and the only real sin is that of criticizing someone else's views or moral choices. Think about what I'm saying, Carrie, and put aside the childish ways. Carrie, don't let this adherence to something your parents might have believed stand between you and a wonderful life, between you and a career, between you and the opportunity to serve as a member of an elite group and to help shape a brave new future. We'll plan to talk about this a bit more next week, okay? I have some reservations. Put aside this notion of absolute biblical truth. Something your parents might have believed stand between you and a career.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you'd even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide
It's like,
Oh,
You remember my friends Rita and Michelle?
What's going on?
Shane, what is the surprise?
Oh, just be patient, be patient.
I'm so anxious.
Well, you're not gonna sing, are you?
That I am.
Good day job.
No one seems to notice the man beside the road. He was just a ragged soldier out there in the cold. But he seemed to have a purpose only known to him as he walked along the streets that night to the town of Bethlehem. In his head he held a memory of all the wars he known. In his hand he clutched a medal for the bravery he shown. But the weight of every battle he carried in his heart. But his eyes were clear and searching for a manger in the dark. Some are born for greatness, some are born to fall. Some are bound to be forgotten, like they never lived at all. But we're all born to know him, stand before his light, like a soldier who found the king tonight. He had marched for politicians, served under their command. He had fought for all the causes he did not understand. But something deep inside him now that led him on his way, with a single star to guide him to where the baby lay. He stood before the Son of God to come to pay our debt. He smiled up at the soldier that the world will soon forget. He held up his medal and said, "This for you I bring." Then he swore allegiance to the newborn baby king. Some are born for greatness, and some are born to fall. Some are bound to be forgotten, like they never lived at all. But we're all born to know him and stand before his light, like a soldier who found the king tonight. Oh yeah, like a soldier who found the king tonight.
Oh man, that was good.
Thanks, man. It means a lot. I appreciate it, bro. Thanks, man.
Shane, that was so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did you know he could sing like that?
No, I've known him 10 years and I've never even heard him sing.
So I have a few more questions I'd like to ask you for my story. Do you think I could see you tomorrow?
I've got something in the morning, some personal stuff.
Is it with your mom? Why didn't you tell me?
Because it's a personal matter and it's not something I want in your story.
I wouldn't put it in my story if you didn't want it there, Blake.
There's more.
What?
My grandparents are trying to take her off life support. I'm going to the court in the morning to try to get an injunction to stop them.
I'll come with you.
Part of your story?
No. As your friend.
meeting Judge Hardin's court clerk in the conference room, A. Relax. Don't say anything. Just follow my lead.
We're here to see the clerk. You two stay right there.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Please, have a seat. Judge Harding will be joining you in just a few moments.
Keep a seat, keep a seat. All right, we have a petition here brought by Mr. Blake Truman to enjoin his grandparents from removing life support from his mother, Beverly Truman. Mr. Thomas, you may make your argument.
Your Honor, I represent Blake Truman, who opposes both the rights of his grandparents to order this life-ending action as an action not permitted under their patient advocate agreement. He also contends this is not a decision with which his mother would concur.
Are you represented by counsel? No, Your Honor, I'm not. Are you comfortable proceeding pro se, representing yourself without an attorney? For what it's worth, Your Honor, I was the head of my company for 35 years. Well, let's hear what you have to say. We have here a patient advocate form signed by our daughter giving us the right to giving us the
right to take her off life support, Your Honor.
She came to us after she was first diagnosed, and she knew that there was very little chance of her recovery, and she didn't want to be a burden to her parents and to her son. Mr. Truman, do you have anything to add?
Your Honor, Your Honor, my mother would not have wanted this. She was always a fighter and would never give up like this. And the idea of her being a burden, it's just not true.
When did you plan to remove life support?
After Christmas, on the 28th.
Well, I'll look over this and let you know my decision tomorrow. That's all for now.